Hello everyone, my name is John Eberhard and I run Google Ads for the health, wellness, and aesthetic industry, and I have generated over $1 million from my clients just this year so far, and I am going on all my socials, sharing everything I know and I've learned along the way, and I'm still learning. The reason why that I'm going over this is because if you are a health, wellness, and or aesthetic business owner, you have probably been approached or you probably have some kind of company that manages your whole EHR or your EMR or just your CRM in general. So an example of the most popular ones that I know of is Cario, Patient Pop, Tebra, NetScore, and those are just the ones I can think of right away. But you get what I'm saying. Any of these companies that like bundle everything together and they want to sell you some all-in-one, package to manage all of your back-end stuff for you, like your texts, your websites, your pipeline, all this stuff. Companies who want to manage all that stuff for you, be extremely careful, okay? The reason why that I'm sharing this, and this is going to be kind of more of a rant, if you can probably not tell already, because I am very emotional about this topic. I love the industry that I work in, and I work with tons of clients who get screwed all the time by companies like these, and you won't know when you're getting into it. So I'm going to tell you the 3 things that you need to make sure to not lose the rights or access or privilege to or ownership of the 3 things that can literally save your business, right? So when those companies that I mentioned and others, when they want to get your business and they want to provide this all-in-one solution for your business, they want to group everything together and make it sound like a really killer deal, which it might be. But what they do and what they are doing is they are making themselves more sticky. So they're making it harder for you to get rid of them. And they do that by implementing a couple of slimy little things that you might not catch right away. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through them real quick, and then I'm gonna mention some certain situations that I've experienced with clients who have been screwed this exact way. These are not in any particular order, and I'm gonna get right into it. The number one I'm gonna start with, actually this one might be the most important. The number one I'm gonna go right into is domain. My handwriting sucks, but get over it. So the number one thing that you do not want to lose or give up or have anyone buy for you or manage or take over is your domain, right? What these companies do who bundle everything in together, what they want to do is they want to get access of your domain, and they're like, hey, we'll build your website for you. We'll manage all your DNS records. They'll make it sound complicated and make it seem like these guys are just doing you a huge, gracious task by doing all this stuff for you. But what they're really doing is making it almost impossible for you to stop paying them, because if you decide to leave, and I've seen this happen, they will be like, okay, have fun, but now you don't have your domain. So all the credibility and trust and reputation and everything you've built on your domain is now in their hands. So they're making themselves extremely sticky. Be careful for that. You never ever want to lose the rights or access to your own domain. The second one I'm going to get into kind of ties into this one, but it's just going to be your website as a whole. You can absolutely let someone make it for you, but choose the platform that they make it on. Make a WordPress account. Be paying for it. Say, hey, yes, sure, we're interested in all this. We'll let you make it. We're going to make you an account on our WordPress and you can make it on there. If they give you any kind of BS pushback, I'm almost positive they're lying to you. And I'm going to go through a couple of these little pushbacks that are not real. Okay, one of them is going to be like, well, it doesn't tie into our system. That's not true. It ties into every system. And even if it didn't, there's 100 tools that could make anything tie to anything. An example of this is called Zapier, which is just a webhook, right? So your website, because if they have access to that, they have access to your entire business for the most part. Everything you've built on your site or everything they built, if they have control over it, what they do also is they make it extremely hard for other people and other agencies to get into your business to help you, because they don't want competition. They don't want people figuring out what they're doing. So what they do is they try and lock you in this little circle, and they don't let you go anywhere and have any availability to just roam around or seek anyone else out, okay? An example of this is I am working with a weight loss injection clinic in Las Vegas. They brought me on to run their Google Ads for them. I was like, this website is not amazing, right? It was just basically, there was no images. It was just gray text in paragraph format. And I was like, this is just not very strong. There's nothing here. There's no way people are actually reading this, right? So she hooks me up with their Tebra account rep, and I'm supposed to communicate with them back and forth. I did charge her extra for this because I knew it was going to be a pain in the ass trying to get through one of these companies. Long story short, they're giving me all this incredible pushback that makes absolutely zero sense. I'm hearing tons of stuff like, oh, we don't have the licensing to like make website adjustments, or we're using an outdated platform that's being worked on right now, or like all of this random stuff. And Tebra is literally a white labeled version of Go High Level. And they're trying to tell me that they don't have any capabilities to do any of this. And I can't make the site adjustments because if they give me the account access, it gives everyone, I'll have access to everyone's licenses, which is not true because they're on sub accounts on Go High Level. And when I said this to the Tebra rep, she was like shocked and didn't believe me, had no idea what I was talking about. Thankfully, I do know what I'm talking about. So what they do is they try and gatekeep this kind of stuff in the website so you can't set up tracking accurately and you're going back to all their metrics. Because what they do is they have their own branded analytics. If they are not using Google Analytics, they're lying to you. Don't let anyone else use any kind of analytics. And when they have access to your site, they make it extremely hard for other people to do certain things. I wanted to help my client set up accurate conversion tracking so we can run Google Ads the right way. Oh, sorry, we can't give you admin access to GA4 because of all this BS. They just make up excuses to make it really hard to get in, and they lock their client in, okay? Another thing I'm going to go over to is your phone number. This is terrible handwriting, but the phone number, okay? And the reason for this is if they're like, hey, we're going to get you set up in the CRM, we're going to be sending text messages, back and forth, appointment reminders, people can text into the thing, here's the platform, how to use it. That's great and all, but you buy the Twilio number first or whatever number you're using and then import it from there. The reason is if they're like, oh, hey, we'll take care of it. We'll buy the phone number. We'll do all this stuff. That's super nice, but it's a smoke and a mirror. And that smoke is the fact that they will control all your texting. So be careful. If you decide, let's say you've been in business for 5 years, you've been texting, calling patients forever, right? For these 5 years. And let's say you want to explore a different option and go to a different kind of CRM or EHR, and they go, oh, sorry, we have your phone number. Now you have to restart and get a new phone number on your website, in your system. And now let's say you've been in business for those 5 years and you've got 2,000 patients that have received texts and calls from you. Now you have a whole new number, so you got to send out a whole new blast text to everyone and say, hey, is it okay if this company sends you, promotional whatever texts? If you got through that once, you do not want to have to ask that again because it makes people second guess, okay, do I really want these? So one, I can already almost guarantee you that your opt-in rate is going to decrease by at least a little bit. And then two, you now have to tell everyone effectively about your new phone number. And it's just a pain in the butt. So these are the 3 things to not let anyone else take access to. Be firm on these. If they have this system or this licensing or this whatever, they're completely full of BS. Every single one of these, no matter what you're doing on the internet, all this can be linked and connected to other things with web flows, such as even using Zapier to connect these, or you can even make one in high level. Anything can be embedded, anything can be connected. Do not let people take these things from you, and be really firm on it, or else you might lose your whole business.